So yesterday we remembered and celebrated the exaltation of the instrument of death that became the sign of hope and salvation. Today we look at the foot of the cross and look to the woman who stands at the foot of the cross, the mother who grieves and suffers for her son, Our Lady of Sorrows. This past weekend in the homily I made mention how it's the cross that becomes the answer of God to the evil that is affecting the world, our nation, our lives, our families, our communities. That whenever in our anger, in our sadness, in our frustration, we ask God, why is all this evil happening? Innocent people dying. His response is the cross. And not just the cross, but the innocent one who hangs from the cross. And today we get the model and example of how it is to receive that and live that out in our lives. Mary, the perfect disciple. That it said that there was one crucifixion, but there were two victims. That while Christ died physically, Mary died spiritually. That she suffered that crucifixion and that passion with her son in her heart. That very much that prophecy of Simeon, that a sword will pierce your heart, became true from that moment on. Just like imagine the sorrow of the mother who knew how long she had with her son. And she said yes to the very end. I was hearing this reflection on the sorrowful mother, and this gentleman was saying, we see the saints depicted as carrying the signs of their martyrdom, whether that be St. Andrew and the X-shaped cross, or maybe the arrows, or the knife and the skin of those who have been filleted, the club with which they were beaten. But the mother holds her son, and that is the sign of her martyrdom. That in the face of agony and evil and suffering, what did she do but she looked up at her son and said, yes, and I will love just like you do. That in the midst of the suffering and the evil that we face in our lives, all around us, in our community, in this nation, in this world, that we can look to the cross and just like Mary, say yes. And maybe a good devotion that we could practice today is honoring her through the devotion of the 7 Sorrows of Mary. Sit with her today. The best thing you can do with someone who suffers is to sit with them. Not necessarily say anything. Be with her today. As she heard the prophecy, as she had to flee Egypt to save her son, as she lost him in the temple for 3 days, as she watched him being led to the cross, as she stood at the foot of the cross, that we can be with Mary and learn from her how to suffer well, and learn from her to say yes to that invitation of Jesus. Will you be with me? Will you follow me? Will you say yes to being united with me, not just in the glory, but in the suffering?